Is that a male or female? Oh, honey, that's a drag queen. What in the world is a drag queen? A drag queen is a person who dresses up in hyper feminized clothing and often acts with exaggerated feminine gender roles, which is for the purpose of entertainment. In the late 1800s, British men would dress up in feminine clothes and wear huge hair and a lot of makeup to act like a stereotypical woman for plays and other forms of entertainment. While in America during the 1800s, men would also get in drag to portray women for entertainment, especially through comedy. It was even very common to see men in drag on Broadway. During this time, drag was only for straight white men. Any connection with sex work or homosexuality was declined and would lead to punishment. Not until the mid 1900s was it that drag went from mainstream entertainment to the underground nightlife. The evolution took place in nightclubs. This is when drag was used as an experiment for many to play around with the boundaries of gender and sexuality, which is very common amongst the LGBT community. Nowadays, it's pretty common to see drag in the entertainment world. We have films like Big Mama's House, White Chicks, Medea, Miss Doubtfire, and other films in popular culture that star men in drag. Drag queens are easy to find at gay bars and LGBT nightclubs. Their jobs range, but are not limited to hosting, stand-up comedy, dancing, performing, and anything having to do with the theater. What fans of drag see is the glitz and glamour. What we don't usually see is the stress and all the chaos that goes into getting in drag. Although the process can take hours, the final concept is worth the wait.
With body and everything, just makeup takes me about 2 hours. With body and hair and shit, it takes me like 3. Just seeing it all come together. I love watching things come together, you know? Because separately it's like, okay, that's like cute. When you see it all come together as a concept, it's like really cool, especially because a lot of the shit is 100% me and my concepts. I like that aspect of it a lot. Like, I did this from scratch.
Drag sounds pretty easy, right? Just throw on a wig and put on some lipstick and call it a night. If only. Hiding your male features and drawing on the illusion of a female onto your face truly is a work of art.
I'm just going down my eyebrows and my sideburns. I gotta do my sideburns because I have dark hair, and a lot of times when I wear my wigs, you can see the dark hair come out because I usually wear light wigs. And then for my eyebrows, I like to glue them down and then draw them like 3 inches higher than they actually are.
Many drag queens transform their male bodies into female silhouettes with a lot of padding, cinching, and exaggerating their features. Some drag queens even go under the knife to enhance their female features.
So like I actually trace the muscles because I make my own pads. It totally makes sense, you know? Because I have 2 muscles, the ass one and the thigh one that I want to like accentuate. Is that one? I don't know.
Being a drag queen is not cheap. Everything from the makeup to the hair and outrageous outfits can get pretty pricey, especially for how much queens get paid per gig. Many drag queens don't get paid from the venues they perform at. When competing in drag, it's common to not get paid at all. Up-and-coming queens don't always do it for the money, but mostly for entertainment and a way to express their art. There are full-time drag queens who do drag for a living. Famous queens can even get paid up to thousands per gig. Whether the queen is an amateur or already established, they love getting tipped. When you go to a drag show, it is highly common to see fans tipping dollar bills to queens while they're performing. Think of it like if you're at a Catholic church and a basket of donations is going around for you to give your dollars. But except to seeing a nun with a basket, you'll see a drag queen jumping into the splits. In 2009, VH1 aired a little TV show called RuPaul's Drag Race. The show consisted of 9 drag queens competing to be America's next drag superstar. RuPaul, the world's most commercially successful drag queen, hosted and produced the show, which gave queens a chance of becoming a superstar. After 9 years and 9 seasons later, RuPaul's Drag Race grew to be one of the most popular reality TV shows and has even snatched 2 Emmys. Drag Race has given many queens the opportunity to show the world their talent. The show was only the beginning for many queens' careers. So being on RuPaul's Drag Race, how has that changed your life and your career?
Well, it's given me basically a chance to see the world, and a chance for the world to see what it is that I do that's maybe not better or not worse than anybody else, but just different than what other people do. And it's certainly a platform for you to bring attention to issues that might be important to you. And same, I know, for Nomi as well, even without Drag Race. I mean, Drag Race is certainly a platform, but there's so much more to drag. It's all about like what's happening at like local shows.
RuPaul has been a very respected member in the LGBT community since the 1990s. He's been an advocate for many queer campaigns, starred in films, released music, and produced TV shows. Ru's talent in and out of drag is undeniable. Earlier in the year, RuPaul was under fire for commenting on whether he'd accept openly trans contestants on Drag Race. When The Guardian asked him whether he'd accept a contestant who had really transitioned onto the show, Ru responded by saying, "Probably not. You can identify as a woman and say you're transitioning, but it changes once you start changing your body. It takes on a different theme. It changes the whole concept of what we're doing." Many fans of Ru were angry and disappointed with him for these comments, which seemed to especially hurt trans women. It seemed as if Ru only considered trans women trans if they were physically transitioning. Ru seemed to be hurting and excluding people from drag, which was initially supposed to be a form of expression and entertainment. After the internet blew up at Ru for his closed-minded comments, he went to Twitter to publicly apologize by saying, "I understand and regret the hurt I have caused. The trans community are heroes of our shared LGBTQ movement. You are my teachers. At the end of the day, drag is supposed to be about bending gender's norms. There are no rules in drag but to have fun." So now that drag is mainstream and is receiving the most love it has ever received in pop culture, where is drag headed to?
Honestly, the way that it's going, with how RuPaul's Drag Race has changed and everything, I think if gender were to become that, to where everyone was open to it and cool about it, I think we'd be more successful. We'd have more nights and clubs rather than just a couple nights during the week. It's brought a lot of light and a lot more business to drag, which I appreciate. People are doing drag that would have never been doing drag because of RuPaul and because of the TV show. But it does make it's still a reality show, and there's certain expectations, and because of what they put on the show, people become smartasses about things, and they think that they know everything about drag because of what they see on TV. So people come to these shows because they've seen a couple episodes of RuPaul's Drag Race, and they think they're drag queens, and they think they know everything about it, and that's to where they come, and they're like, you don't have hip pads, or are you cinched right now? Like, and that's when people feel the need to critique you, because they saw drag queens being critiqued on TV. They think it's okay.
Although drag is all about entertainment, many queens are also using their platforms to help their communities in many ways. So I saw you for the first time tonight, and I learned that you want to use your voice to help the LGBT community. Can you tell us a little about how drag is going to let you do that?
Basically, I'm going to be putting on events, fundraisers, and I will be having performers, DJs, bartenders, everybody that works the event is 100% donating their time, and everything raised at those events are 100% donated to the charities. So it's basically using the performance of drag, and the money that we make off of it to benefit that.
Drag went from being the job that only straight white men could play to a form of entertainment that anybody can now enjoy. As time goes by and society's norms evolve, will the definition and purpose of drag change? Will drag not be as risky or taboo as it once was? And if so, is that a good or bad thing? Wherever drag is headed, there is one thing that every drag queen should always do. In the words of RuPaul,
"You better work."